episode 7 of Love Child's Theory. I'm your host, Nikki, and as always, I'm here with my co-host,
Clarence in the house to be.
And Reem.
Good music, good Friday, good energy.
Mm-hmm.
We got Drake. Whew. That boy different.
You a Drake fan, obviously.
I mean, I'm a good music fan too, but Drake is hitting. I ain't think he's gonna come and push it like that. That boy good.
He's petty.
He's sending invoices.
That wasn't a real invoice. I don't think that was a real invoice. I think he's just being petty. He's gonna try to Meek Mill Pusha T. He can't do that.
He can't do that.
This is definitely a good time though for music, especially June.
Yeah.
All these albums are dropping.
Before we get into the conversation, we have to introduce our guest. We have a rapper here from Brooklyn, Coda the Friend. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? Coda the Friend, Brooklyn, New York. That's what I gotta say.
And so we're going to get into it. A couple things happened yesterday. So Pusha T's album dropped, and Daytona, the cover art was crazy. Actually, I think like 24 hours before the album was supposed to drop, Kanye changed the cover and he paid $85,000 for the license, and it was a picture of Whitney Houston's bathroom.
Wasn't the title supposed to be different too?
I don't know what the title was.
This was supposed to be called King Push.
And then I also heard that he had an album that was already called King Push. Mm-hmm. So maybe this would have been like a sequel. I'm curious.
Everything's Daytona.
I'm curious to what the album cover was originally gonna be.
Did you expect Pusha's album to be longer than what it was?
Yeah, I did.
You think the 7-song album thing is?
I think it's too short. Because when the album ended, I think the last song on the album was Infrared. And when it ended and then it started over again, I was like, that's it? Like, I wanted more.
But I feel like that makes the listener want more music. Mm-hmm. And to be eligible for a Grammy, which Pusha said, I didn't know, but he brought it to my attention. In order to be eligible for a Grammy, your album has to be 15 minutes long, and you have to have at least 5 songs.
It only has to be 15 minutes long? I'm about to drop an album. 15 minutes?
3 minutes each.
5 songs, 3 minutes each. That's like that's not an album.
But you see these other genres, they can do that. They can make little 15-minute songs and, Christmas party songs and get Grammys.
But for 7 songs, it was very good. And all the songs all the albums that are about to drop, that Kanye's ex-producing a number of projects, Teyana Taylor, Nas, Pusha T, him and Cudi, and then Kanye's album June 1st, which is coming up real soon. That's next week, right?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And they're all going to be 7 songs long, so they're all going to be short, but I also feel like they're all going to be connected. I feel like Kanye's going to wild out on all the album covers. The tracks was crazy.
Good Friday. Good music, Good Friday. And
what else happened? So that happened. Infrared was supposedly a diss track, which I really don't think it was a diss track, because there's a difference between a diss record and then a few bars where you're saying something about somebody. Pusha T was on The Breakfast Club being interviewed, and I believe he said he was just speaking his truth. He was not trying to come for Drake. I really don't think he was trying to come for Drake. He was just doing what he always does and just rapping. He was just saying how he felt. Drake, on the other hand, dropped a song called Duppy. And he's a culture vulture, because I'm not even going to get into that. But he dropped a song called Duppy, and that was a diss record. Like, that was straight up, he tried to back-to-back Pusha T.
I think if I'm somebody like Pusha though, or anybody, if Drake makes a diss track to me, I'm gonna embrace it. 100,000, more sales. Definitely is gonna come.
But he always does that though. He's gonna use this. I also feel like this could also just be a publicity stunt, because how ironic is it that all these artists that are involved have albums dropping in June? Mm-hmm. Drake, Scorpion drops June 6th, I think, and I feel like they just using this. They're gonna use it for album sales. And isn't Drake going on tour with Migos? Like,
they're gonna send each other invoices.
We just waiting on Hov to speak his piece.
And Drake is cool with Kanye.
Hov ain't gonna speak for a good 5 years. He dropped the album. He's good. He gonna be on mad features, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Hov ain't trying to get involved. He not even cool with Kanye.
He's not even thinking about this. He on a beach somewhere.
You know what?
Exactly.
Feet in the sand.
When they go on tour and he bring Kanye out like he did Nas for that Black Republican, that might be some shit.
Who's gonna bring out Kanye?
Hov.
They're not even cool.
Ain't bringing out Kanye.
Nah,
we ain't think Nas and Jay-Z was cool. They brought him out on show.
The only person that Hov getting on the stage with is Beyonce.
That's
You're right.
a fact.
You're right. That's their next tour.
He's staying home.
That's their next tour. That's their next tour.
That's a fact. But first of all, Drake is cool with Kanye, though. I feel like they have a good relationship. And it was just crazy because in Duppy, I feel like he was coming for a lot of good music rappers. The only rapper I feel like he didn't come for was Big Sean. And that's because he can't come for Big Sean. I feel like lyrically, I don't think Drake can take Big Sean.
What?
You feel different?
Opinion based.
And I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that Big Sean is whack because
he's very talented.
Yeah,
he's very talented.
But it's like to compare Big Sean and Drake, it's like they're both nice. So it's like you can't just say that.
I feel like they're
he
different
can't come
type
for
of nice.
Big Sean, but they are both nice.
They're both nice, but I feel like they're different.
Yeah,
they're in different lanes.
But when he did say top 5, I was trying to figure out who the 5 were besides Kanye, Sahai,
who, Pusha T,
and who else is?
I mean, Sahai is nice. He's the nicest one.
Yeah. So
music.
Who else is left? You putting Big Sean over Pusha?
Dang.
But Pusha T is the president of good music.
That don't mean he's the nicest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, no,
I don't mean
he's
he's top 5.
He's just business minded.
Like Pusha T, he has legendary status. You know,
Absolutely.
and I feel like that's a part of the whole thing that people are saying, oh, you can't come for Pusha.
Exactly.
And it's true that you can't really come for Pusha because of his because of his status. He's not meek.
He's
because
not
of his
meek.
track
Any way,
record.
shape, or form. And he look at the longevity of his career. Like,
exactly.
And he made Grindin' one of the most if arguably the most iconic rap song
of
all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was on it, even though Pharrell was produced it, whatever. So like I feel like his status in the game is playing a big, but it's also playing a big part in like why people are saying like nobody could come for him and that Drake, you can't see him lyrically, but I don't think that's true. You know what I mean? I don't think it's true that Drake can't see Pusha T lyrically.
So like my next question, he wrote it?
Who wrote? You think Drake wrote that?
Drake wrote that?
Yeah, I think Drake wrote that. I don't know. I mean, Quentin ain't help him write that. I don't think Quentin is writing music for him no more.
I think Drake is nice. But like I've been listening to Drake since like way back in the day. I'm talking about like before all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like comeback season.
Before he was going by Drake.
But did the whole writing for somebody else writing allegations that
your
take
favorite
away
rapper
from Drake? And that
can't
absolutely.
be top 5 if he's got a ghostwriter. Period.
Really?
Yeah. What?
I mean, Wayne was in the Wayne was in the discussion for top 5.
They saying Drake was writing for Wayne.
So he can't be in it no more.
Right.
Like,
but before Drake met Wayne, he was always top 5 though.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you can't even say that because we know Wayne can write for himself.
Yeah, but I just feel like my bad. Go ahead.
Do your thing.
I just feel like when you talking about that whole when you look at Drake, right? He has pop star status. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what they do in the game. Like that's what they do when you reach that level. You have writers and you write for other people, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Because you never want your artistry to get stale once you're at that level where you always got to put out a hit. But that doesn't. I don't think that negates years and years of writing your own raps and writing other people's raps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just don't think it does that.
When you're at the top, you have people wanting to write for you.
Yeah.
That's
Can
true.
I give you music? Can you?
But then
like you said,
that's the difference between a ghostwriter and then co-writing and crediting them on the album and on the song.
True.
I feel like
That's
if
true.
you got a ghostwriter, you can't be top 5. Like you can't be my favorite writer. You're not writing your own music.
It's hard.
I understand that. It's just that we're not behind the scenes.
Right.
So we
That's
can't
true
really
too.
see what's going on.
Because it's a lot to go behind the scenes,
But
especially at that level.
But that was the whole big thing when the thing with Quentin Miller came out and Drake, when he had dropped, I can't even remember the song it was, but then somebody found a video and then Quentin was like rapping the same song that Drake had just dropped on his album, and then it was like, whoa, wait a minute. So did Drake even write this? Like, what's going on? And then that was even the whole thing with Cardi B. People were saying, that on Be Careful, so many people were listed in the credits of the song. But then you got the people who don't really know much about music. And do you know who was listed in the credits of that song? Like, she listed Wu-Tang, Lauryn Hill, and obviously Method Man and them ain't helped Cardi B write Be Careful. But she had to credit them because she sampled the song.
I mean, even if I give you a line, like one line or
you
2
gotta
words,
give credit.
you gotta give me credit
Exactly.
for that.
Exactly.
Well, I'm coming for the bag. That's over.
Like that's why you just gotta be in the studio with artists. You gotta be like, nah, you should say "the" instead of "was." Boom, that's your credit right there. I want 10% off the top. You know what I'm saying? Publishing. I want 10% of publishing. Boom.
That's exactly how it goes.
Exactly.
But you got invoices getting sent everywhere.
Invoices.
I be in the studio with everybody just chilling. We homies. Y'all just be in the back like, oh, that's hot. But
That's hot.
You know what I'm saying? Bag secured. You feel me?
Gotta put you on that. So we also have the Lil Pump.
The interview. Oh, so J. Cole interviewed Lil Pump, which I just think is crazy because he just dissed him on his album. But before I even get into that, the whole thing about that's a big deal about J. Cole even dropping this album is he said he was done with music, like he wasn't gonna make no more albums. And
so,
what?
So I watched the majority of that interview, and J. Cole said he wrote 1985 about a year prior to KOD dropping.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess
I ain't watched the whole
so he put that on I guess on KOD just because it fits the theme, but his energy was way different back then because based on an interview he was just like, oh, fuck this new shit, blah blah blah. And then over time he started appreciating it. He started listening to it more. And I think that's what the whole interview was about with Lil Pump. And you know, the whole thing was just basically J. Cole telling Lil Pump, like, shit, you know, I didn't really fuck with you and your whole music, this whole thing. But it's what got him out of his whole, like, music slump. And this is why he started recording KOD.
He's trying to be a father figure.
Yeah, he really is. Like
that's
the whole interview was really funny. It was just like a dad talking to his son.
But you could hear that in 1985. I was just like, he's trying to stun him. Like that's what he's doing.
He did.
He
stunned the whole generation.
The whole generation.
And it's cool because it's just like they deserve to be sunned because they need fathers. It's a whole bunch of fatherless children rapping and getting on the mic. So it's like and somebody got to do it.
But is the music growing on us now?
Growing?
That Lil Pump in them?
Nah.
It's like...
Are we accepting it more?
You don't... I feel like Post Malone said it right when we did episode 3, and he was like, when you listen in certain music you listen to feel something, a certain music you listen to get turned. Like, I'm not gonna listen to Lil Pump looking for like a deep meaning or nothing. I'm listening to it to get lit.
And then J. Cole brought up a good point in his interview. He was like, when hip hop was brought up, that was the same type of energy that we have for like shit that Lil Pump drops. So when hip hop came out, they were just like, oh, what is this? And there was, at first it was like rejected. They're just like, okay, it's like a party type of thing. Because remember, it derived from disco. Mm-hmm. And over time, he started focusing on lyricism. And what Cole talked about was that he was so focused on that whole style that he didn't get to see the bigger picture.
That's when they stopped playing his music on the radio also. And he had talked to Hov about that. Hov said you gotta have music that off your album that they can actually play on the radio. That's how you stay current.
That was remember the whole thing, the whole Nas thing where he was like, he dropped a song that was good for the radio, but Nas hated it.
Oh yeah.
So it's really just like his whole, like, J. Cole's mental is really complicated.
There's two types of rappers. There's the conscious rapper, and then there's the trap beat rapper. Yeah. And J. Cole obviously is a conscious rapper. Yeah. Like Coda, I would consider you a conscious rapper. Mm-hmm. You're not out here like it's skitty, like that. But there's nothing wrong with that. But usually, like with Lil Pump, I feel like I'm not even listening to what he's saying. I just care about how it sounds.
How it sounds,
mm-hmm.
You don't know that's the thing. You don't know what he's saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter. Like,
exactly.
What he's saying. He doesn't care.
Even the interview, I was like, yo, what is Lil Pump saying?
Exactly.
He's like mumbling. I'm like,
yo, honestly, when's the last time we understood what these kids were saying?
Exactly.
Like, we never did. You know what I mean? Like,
the only time we really hear what they say
when the music got back to the South, I think, is when we stopped listening for lyrics.
When it got back to the South,
I understand it. I haven't understood a word Migos said for the past few years.
Exactly.
Yo,
once the music came back to the South,
like, since Versace, like, I didn't know. I was like,
I don't even know what they were saying in Versace.
All I heard was Versace.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, the whole song.
I wonder if they got paid from Versace.
Yeah, they got paid. You know how many remixes that song
did they get paid from Versace?
Oh no, that was a mixtape.
See, that's...
But I think they got paid from, because that song blew up. Drake remixed it, Soulja Boy remixed it.
That's crazy.
Like, so many artists went back and was like, yo, I need to jump on this song. But I was actually talking about this today. Migos said they the greatest rap group of all time.
But they not even a rap group.
Would they rock stars?
Huh?
What do you think?
What would you consider them?
I wouldn't consider them. I don't know. Like, they just culture.
That's a hard thing to put a label on.
Like,
yeah.
They think they better than Wu-Tang. That's what that means.
Better than Wu-Tang.
Let's slow down.
They're not even in the same conversation as Wu-Tang.
Thank you.
It's a whole different.
Honestly, I feel like nowadays rap obviously went pop. You know what I mean? And when you think about its origins, it did like come from disco, but also jazz too. Yep. You know what I mean? And the thing I don't like when people compare, you know, how it was back then to how it is now. These kids have no regard or respect for what came before.
The vets.
But back in the day, they had utmost respect for the jazz players, and they was listening to records, and you know what I mean? They respected what their mothers and fathers listened to, you know what I mean? And they turned it into something else. But now these kids don't care, you know, so that's the difference.
So that's exactly how hip-hop was born.
You think that's the same way with our generation when we was coming up?
When we was coming up, we respected it. Like, think about it. We
respected it, but we didn't give it as much listen to, like, oh, you listen to Sugar Hill. We wasn't when Dipset.
It wasn't
when Dipset was out. We wasn't praising the old school guys as much as we was new school, and then the old school people was like, "Oh, that music."
Yeah, but that's real old school. You know what I'm saying? You bring it back. You know what I mean?
I guess that from the '90s to like early 2000s, that's the same gap that we have now with the Hoves and the new guys out.
But think about it. When we was younger, right? Wu-Tang wasn't like, you know, at its peak.
Right.
Wu-Tang had passed. But, like, we respected Wu-Tang, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We knew we had to.
Because we knew they were legends. Like, you can't, like, Method Man is still an iconic artist. And RZA and every single member that was in Wu-Tang, they're still iconic.
And these kids, it's like, think about it. Jay-Z would be what Wu-Tang was to us. Jay-Z is to them. Because he's pretty much archaic. You know, he's been out for mad long, you know what I'm saying?
He's arguably the best rapper of all time.
But these kids would be like, yo, fuck Jay-Z.
Exactly.
Like, they don't, it's like,
they don't understand the culture with that.
Imagine saying fuck Wu-Tang as a kid, you know what I'm saying? To your older brother or auntie. They be like,
look at you crazy.
Yeah.
Look at you mad crazy. Like, what are you talking about? And we never did that. I never did that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about what everybody else doing, but I already knew that was a sin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then, as an artist, who are some of your musical influences?
Yo, it's literally too many to even, like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many different genres and people but as far as rap, I mean, Jay-Z is my biggest inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wrote my first freestyle to one of his beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but there's so many. Like, Miles Davis is one of my heroes. John Coltrane is one of my heroes. Like,
so where does your inspiration come from when you in the studio or when you at home writing?
I literally channel everybody. Like, every artist that I ever listen to, I channel. It depends on what beat comes on or whatever. It's like I make channels. Like, today I wrote something. And I literally like talked to her and I was like, yo, I just channeled Hove in this whole verse right here. Like, it's like, yo, I don't even know if this is me right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how it is. Like, it's depending on how you feeling that day or whatever. It's like somebody else comes out, you know, because of that respect that you have for the game and for the art and for the culture. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's still original, but it's still reminiscent of all of that, you know, like my ancestry, you know, so. Like, the fact that these kids are coming out now with like you say, you don't understand them, you don't know what's going on. These kids is confused, yo. The game is crazy, son. The game is wild. Like, the stuff that's coming on the radio is like, yo, this is what music is right now. This is what we're doing.
OD. It's like J. Cole said, they just trying to have fun with it. They're not thinking about being in the game long term. They're not thinking about, like, how they're affecting the people that are listening to the music and taking it, like, thinking that what they saying is.
Do you think the music is gonna progress from here?
I don't think
go back to what we are used to hearing, or lyricism, or are we gonna keep dumbing it down and hearing the beats and moving? And
I feel like music like this, like the Get Lit, the Migos, the trap beats, all of that. I feel like that music like that is always gonna be around, but it's not gonna. That's not like J. Cole's gonna always have fans. He's always gonna go platinum. It's not for certain that artists like that will always, like J. Cole said, will always bring in revenue, will always pack out stadiums and all of that. Because I went to a 6ix9ine concert and I left because I couldn't hit you. Like, you have to be a certain type of person to be in an audience like that, and I'm not one of those people. So it's just like he said, like, they get older and you can't handle that at a certain age.
Yeah. And there are some artists that are just built for longevity.
Exactly.
So I'm I would say my favorite artist out right now, with everything still going on, is Kendrick.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
So back to who would you compare your style to? This funny story when we first met, or how we met, long time back, like a year ago, right?
Yeah.
A long time back.
And I'm gonna just let you know you left a lasting impression because after we add each other on Instagram.
Oh yeah, he told me. I was like, you didn't know who he was?
I said, wait. We had a whole conversation, humble conversation. You know, off the top, you think, okay, this is what he do. We was recording. I said, we talking about cameras because I'm into videography, photography stuff as well. So we breaking it down. We talking. That's all we talking about. We're not talking about music. We just talking about cameras. Add each other on Instagram. I'm like, all right, cool. Feel me? I didn't check it till I got home. I said, wait. I seen the followers. I said, oh, this boy is moving. But you couldn't tell by his demeanor. It was so calm and laid back. Usually people with that much following,
it gets to
their head is big and they think they made it already, or it's like they signed to a major label.
They get that blue check.
So when I seen that, I said, oh, this kid is different. And then I was checking out your content. I said, oh, this is dope.
I appreciate
especially
that.
with the it was one clip I checked out where it was the lyrics and the camera was zooming out. And I said, that's a dope ass concept. I think that is a dope concept.
I think the first time I came across your music was the ultralight beam cover.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's what
this
the track,
is fire. And then I had never seen nobody put the lyrics, the yellow lyrics on the bottom. What makes you like, why'd you start doing that?
I did that. Everybody always asks me like why I came up with that, and it was just because I was really on a crazy budget. You know, I was on a budget, like, you know, and the thing is, I needed to shoot videos. You know, it's like I had music out, but it's just like I don't have no videos out.
Right.
So what I did was I was like, I need to find a way to make a video that cost me $0 that I could pretty much do by myself. You know what I mean? So. And I want people to listen to the lyrics.
It was different from a lot of videos we see.
Because I was broke, you know what I'm saying?
And a lot of artists do that now. And
the artists, it became a whole thing, bro. It's like, it spread like wildfire. Like, some of the videos really went viral. My joint was on World Star. They didn't even credit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that, and the game is so trash, and these people are so trash, but it's whatever. I can't let it get to me because I can always create something new.
It's gonna
come
back.
But it's like people are doing it, have done the exact same thing, and they'll send it to me, and I'm like, bro, it's a nice concept. LOL, LOL. You know what I'm saying? And they like, what? You think I stole it from you? I know you stole it from me.
What you say that for?
I don't think you stole it from me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a thought. Like, yo, I think you know. I've never seen anybody do this before me, and it's just like, so people put in the yellow subtitles. Even think about it. Even J. Cole had yellow subtitles in his new video. You feel me? Like, and the thing is, my joint went so far, and I know that it inspired a whole bunch of kids to do the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but that's what it came from. It just came from like desperation and needing to do something, needing to put something out. And hunger, yeah.
Because when I seen it, I was like, wow, I see a million videos come out a year, and it was like, this one was
like, it was simple, but it was simple. Like, yo, that's fire.
But it stuck to the script. It did what it had to do.
It's like you tell the story, you show the lyrics so people could screenshot it and be like, yo, that was a dope lyric. You know? And they'll post it.
Use it like a meme.
Yeah, and these people like, and there's people with mad followers that actually reposted the song, like a clip of, or, you know, a snapshot, screenshot, but still never credited me. You know what I'm saying? And it's wild because it's like you have the power to like show people, you know what I'm saying, that somebody's spitting some real shit. And yo, he's dope, you know what I'm saying? But you so stingy with your clout. That it's just like, you're going to post me but not credit me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy. People don't be wanting to put nobody on. I love putting people on. I'm going to tag everybody.
But don't people know the universe, all that stuff comes back.
It comes back tenfold.
So if you're going to show love, just really show love. You know what I'm saying? Don't show half love.
And
like,
it's free. That's what's crazy.
It's
free to repost a video and just tag them.
Be like, yo, this dude is nice, blah. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it came from. And it's like, as I move forward, I just learned that you just got to keep on working and keep on creating and like being innovative. And because a lot of these people out here aren't that. You know what I'm saying? So when you are that, you just have to continue, and then your blessings will come, and you can't get bitter about it. You know?
Nah, absolutely. You got to keep pushing the culture, because when Kendrick and Cole is out, we need you out there.
I mean, one day I'm gonna be right up there with them. You know what I'm saying?
Collabing on a song.
They're gonna be right, exactly. Yeah, and all the stuff I put out, people gonna know it's me, and I don't gotta tell them it's me. They gonna know. You know, so
exactly.
I don't complain about it too much. You know, I'm just blessed that y'all saw it, and people like y'all saw it, and y'all appreciate it, and that's why I keep doing it. You know?
Absolutely. So how'd you come up with the name?
Coda the friend.
Yeah, where'd that come from? That's a good.
That's simple. That's simple as well.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Well, I got the name Coda from the movie Brother Bear, the animated, the Disney movie.
That's my movie. I ain't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, the little bear. His name is Coda, Koda, but I like the spelling Kota better. And I was with my girlfriend at the time, and we was talking about names. Like we're going over names, and she was like, because it means the friend. Coda, it means the friend.
Right.
So we just put that together.
And just made it
like,
simple.
Coda the friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's lit though. Yeah, straight to the point.
The friend.
Yeah.
You got a lot of friends off of the music now.
Yeah, and honestly, that name made me a better person. You know what I mean? Like calling myself that, it's like you can't just call yourself that and like you know what I mean? Like
you gotta be mad.
You gotta
friendly.
be that. You know? So I turned into that, and it really made me better. So I appreciate that. You know?
So if you could get a feature from anybody out right now, who would you call up? One phone call.
Anybody. It could be for clout or it could be for yourself.
It wouldn't be for clout. But I would have to say, I would have to say Hov. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
Like I don't care. You know what I mean?
Nah,
like I don't. It's just that like the album he just put out, the 444 joint.
That was
amazing.
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 The beats, everything.
It's a timeless album. It's gonna still be good next year, 5 years from now, 10 years.
It's gonna be good forever. And I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting another, radio like album full of radio songs like that he's been doing for the past few years. But he came out with that. I'm like, son, you took us back to Reasonable Doubt.
This was whole.
With the wisdom of, you know what I'm saying, who you are right now. So I was just like, damn. And so I would need him on my next joint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you. Since you're into making videos and stuff, that's how me and Clarence first started like talking about you. So if you weren't an artist, what would you be doing? Like, what do you think you would be doing instead of rap?
Well, I also do clothes. I make clothes and design those, and I have a clothing line.
What's it called?
Flight Boys. Yeah.
Check that out, guys. Flight Boys. Was it flightboys.com?
Yeah, flightboys.com. But I don't know. Like if I wasn't rapping, like I'm a real simple dude. Like when I'm already thinking about like my plan. Like when I don't want to be rapping forever. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like 40 rapping. Like it's not really my thing. Like I like chilling. You know what I'm saying? I like hanging out. I like, I've always been into like plants and gardening and stuff like that. So like maybe I have a garden. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll do a little, little something. Or I don't. It's like I feel like life is so vast. You know what I mean? And while I shoot videos and make clothes and rap and all this stuff, I only do that stuff because of my philosophy on life and how I feel like you can do anything.
Right.
It's like you get one life. You know what I mean? And a lot of people sit behind a desk for their whole life. Sometimes it's what they want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna sit here and judge somebody for what they want to do. But it's just like I feel like life is so vast. How dare I do one thing? You know what I mean? How dare I use this life to do just this? You know what I mean? So the only thing that's really gonna stay stagnant in my life is like raising my kids. You know what I mean? And it's just like loving the people around me and my family and stuff like that. Other than that,
a lot of people, coming in the game, they don't think like that. They just think of, when I get the money or when I get this, I'm out.
Yeah. Nah.
So
definitely
good to
rap is just for now. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I feel like I may always make music. Like I may come back to it. Yeah.
Just pop out every now and then.
But he's a businessman, but he's always been that. You
right.
Know what I mean? So like he makes sure like I'm a businessman. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. So it's like I'm kind of the same way in that like I like rapping.
Right.
I like making music. I like inspiring people, but it's just so much more.
So were you out in Cali for some time, or
I go like for a couple weeks at a time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I love Cali. It's like, I love to go when it's obviously the weather in New York.
Right, it's on this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So like every winter I take a couple of weeks, a little sabbatical. Like, and I got a lot of friends out there, and the shows out there be crazy, cause my my fan base out there is like huge. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's where all of my listeners are. So when I'm out there, the shows are just like ridiculous.
And everything is legalized out there as well.
Oh, yeah. So it's a whole vibe, like, yeah.
My friends know I'm always out there too.
You look like it too, bro.
I take
like a Cali dude.
Reem was actually supposed to move out there.
Yeah. I was actually in LA like last month, and then I'm going back in August and in December. because I got family out there.
Yeah, I see you got family out there. See, I knew it. Cause he got the Cali vibe, like, you know what I mean? I knew it. I know he has some kind of connection to LA, you know.
But so if you don't mind, could you spit something for us, or am I putting you on the spot?
I could spit something.
A little something.
I just wrote something this morning.
Yeah.
I can spit it.
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing.
Look, I gotta pull out the phone like Drizzy.
Nah, do your thing.
Like Drizzy.
Oh, nah,
Drizzy make it acceptable. We good. We good.
I'm gonna see what I could do. Like I said, I just wrote this, but like I think it's fire. It go. Conversation over Cabernet and jazz playing, trying to take it slow cause it's virtuous if you had patience. We ain't never had money or nothing crazy. If you owe me, I expect you to pay me. Don't try and play me. Every dollar I acquire was earned, nigga, I work. Eating cause it's what I deserve, eat from the dirt. I'm red wine bougie, want the best kind bougie. I'm a newbie to this life as a foodie. I have a duty to the block cause a lot of my homies won't ever leave. I'm taking in these views they probably won't ever see. Accustomed to the clouds, reflecting on every trial. The struggle that keep me humble, ain't nothing coming for free. Mimosas in the daytime, my main girl stay fine. Used to pinch pennies so we could hop on the A-line. Sake with my dinner, I'm cultured. It's how we living, we growing. Fuck a statistic. I'm hoping y'all see the vision, it's love. I do it for my haters. Kick me at my low. Die to me, but now they see the growth. I hope you see me shining. I'm waving the view amazing. The clarity like some LASIK. The look on these niggas' faces, it's a Kodak moment. Hold that dope shit. Draw drop your whole spliff. Find me on the Explore. Shorty had to block me on the gram, but his sister always vibing to my shit next door. You can't escape it, and I ain't finna stop until I make it or die. As long as I'm alive, I'll be damned if I give him the satisfaction of seeing me decline. By these W's is how I be defined. I'm getting mine. It's a Tarantino revenge flick. The real niggas is proud of me in the end, kid. I used to be the black sheep, but now I rap heat like grandma's blanket. I be the family favorite. Yeah.
Boss.
OD.
Bars.
Lyricism.
When y'all hear this shit I'm about to drop tonight, son, this shit I just fucked up on.
Yo.
That's some next level shit. That's the shit I channeled whole for us,
man.
Like,
Pope. Okay,
I wish I remembered it. I wish
I
memorized it.
Nah, listen.
That's fine. Let us be surprised.
Now we anticipating it.
Nah, I can't wait.
That was dope. But so if you're listening, you can listen to more of Coda's music on his Instagram, Coda the Friend. Do you have Twitter?
Yeah, I have Twitter, Coda the Friend, everything.
Coda
Spotify, all that.
He got music on iTunes, Apple Music, you want Tidal?
Yeah.
All right. And make sure you check out Flight Boys, FLTBYS. This is clothing line, dope hats, dope shirts. And thank you for listening. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
I really don't regret shit. I've been through a lot of things, I accept it. Scheming on my demons for a minute, cause I used to resent them. But now we on an ultralight beam to the heavens, nigga. Weather 25, but it feel like 27 when it's mad, cause I'm never bitter. I came up from sabotage, and now they make the stank face all through my catalog. Got them all focused, they calling me out of